Racism is expensive, and corporations and billionaires don't care about you.
Why does anybody care about Nebraska? When we voted for Kamala Harris, when I cast my vote for Harris, that was me saying, I care about you and I want you to survive and thrive. Okay, you knew better than anybody else that your state thrives and survives off of migrants' backs. Okay, and instead of them waiting for ICE to come, they decided to peace out before they could come and get them. I don't know what to tell you guys anymore. This is what you voted for. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, this is exactly what you voted for.
I hear the farmers in Nebraska are losing their economy because the workers won't show up or are being deported. I think that's a great opportunity for the farmers in Nebraska and the Nebraskan people to get off their ass and start going to work. There's plenty of jobs available now.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day to talk about fuck around and find out in the state of Nebraska. That's right, boys and girls. It's time to talk about tariff troubles in Nebraska because, you know, the tariff war now. Canada, Mexico, China, you know that those three countries account for 90% of the corn exports in Nebraska. Plus, I'm seeing farmers now taking to TikTok saying that they didn't vote for this. They didn't vote for tariffs. They didn't vote for getting rid of their workforce because they're all illegals. They didn't vote for this. Oh my God, the government subsidies, all this has been, and their farms are going bankrupt. You voted for it. Zero. None. I have no sympathy. I'm sorry to say that, and I'm sorry to be the asshole in this situation, but fuck around and find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, as Taylor Swift would say. You voted for this, and you're getting everything you voted for. Problem is, you're taking the rest of the country down with you.
They voted red, they stood tall for Trump, but now they're drowning in debt, losing land that's been in family for generations. This isn't just a story about Nebraska farmers, it's about broken promises, forgotten rural America, and the quiet fallout of the MAGA dream. So today we are diving deep into a tragic but revealing twist, how the very base that shouted "Make America Great Again" is now going bankrupt in silence.
Trump just made America's biggest mistake. They drove the workers away. Now the whole country is falling apart. Latest news from the White House. Massive evictions backfired. California farmers watched $2 billion worth of crops rot in the fields. 4,000 farm workers disappeared overnight. Grocery prices up 40% in 2 weeks, and it's only going to get worse. Construction sites in Texas look like ghost towns, half-finished hospitals, schools, bridges, just abandoned there. Contractors say we lost 80% of our workforce in one raid. Seniors in Florida are suffering the most. Nursing homes can't find people to work 30% to 50% staff shortages everywhere. One nursing home has closed forever. These undocumented workers aren't taking jobs. They're doing jobs that no one else wants to do. The streets of LA are now littered with trash restaurants close at 6 p.m. No dishwashers, no cooks, no cleaners. America wants them gone, but forgets who keeps us alive. Is this enforcement, or will the country destroy itself? The real question is, who will clean up the mess after we clean them up?
So as a Nebraskan, the farmers predominantly voted for the current president. They also voted for Pete Ricketts and Deb Fischer, who aren't doing anything for them. And China announced that they're not going to buy corn and soybeans today, or I think they've done it over the last couple days. I think it was last week, because of the trade war their current president that they voted for decided to wage, a trade war with China. They're not going to buy your goods. And I know that a lot of you have said that you want aid. Well, as a taxpayer who lives in Nebraska, who did vote for the right candidate, I don't think I want my tax dollars going to bail you out. I think you actually should sit in your decisions and feel the effects. You want us to. Every time we vote for a Democrat and you say they're horrible. So at this point in time, I'm going to tell you the same thing you say to me back. You wanted to vote for this. Now you get to deal with the consequences. And I don't think I should have to bail you out. because I work hard for my money too, and my dollars shouldn't bail out your bad decisions. So yeah, today I'm telling you, the farmers here in Nebraska, you need to deal with your own decisions. It's your consequences, not mine, and I don't want to pay for them.
Talk about what's really happening in Nebraska. For years, rural farmers in Nebraska, most of them proudly MAGA supporting, believed they had a champion in Donald Trump, and he promised to restore American agriculture, bring back respect for hardworking families, and put America first. But now, many of those families are watching their farms collapse under massive debt, skyrocketing costs, and disappearing markets. So what really went wrong? The cracks began during Trump's trade war with China, and China retaliated by pulling back on American soybeans and corn, two of Nebraska's biggest exports. So for farmers already operating on thin profit margins, this was really devastating. The government issued bailout checks, but they were barely enough to keep the lights on, let alone even cover things like seed, fuel, or even machinery debt. Then the fertilizer costs kept soaring, equipment prices skyrocketed, and small farmers, they couldn't even compete. So the big agriculture swallowed up more land, and families who had farmed for generations were forced to sell or face foreclosure. So here's the harsh truth. Many MAGA farmers were sold a dream that never came to life. The drain the swamp rhetoric never translated into real policy that protected them. So deregulation helped billion-dollar agri-corporations, not the family of five just try to keep 300 acres alive. Now, as interest rates rise and operational costs increase, Nebraska is seeing one of the worst spikes in farm bankruptcies in decades. It's not just about crops, it's about identity, it's about legacy, and it's about trust. These folks weren't just MAGA, they were the backbone of it. But that loyalty came at a price, and now many are paying in silence. And what's even worse, the media barely talks about it. The same outlets that cheered them on are now silent on their barns empty and land is auctioned off. So this isn't about a political attack. It's a wake-up call, a warning for every voter, every community that gets caught in the emotional wave of politics without policy substance. So some Nebraska farmers are starting to realize that patriotism doesn't pay the bills. The blind loyalty won't fix a broken economy. And while many still hold on to hope that things will turn around, the data doesn't lie and the land doesn't wait. Because when the tractors stop running and the fields go quiet, who will listen then? So let's stop ignoring rural pain. Let's talk about it, share it, and hold those in power accountable, because this is what forgotten America really looks like.